Hi everyone, Patrick Marks here. Thanks for watching. Today's topic, evolution. Why should you care? There seem to be a whole lot of people out there that don't care very much about things like the theory of evolution. Besides, it just seems so much easier to quit worrying about things like what is the meaning of life and where did it all come from and is my uncle really a monkey? Well, the truth is, what you think about where you came from really can have an effect on your life if you really think about it. Most science classes that you take today are going to tell you that your great ancestor times about 1 billion was a group of apes out on the savannah about 1.5 million years ago picking fleas off of each other. And if you think about that and you're just an animal, then there's no point in worrying too much about what is the meaning of life. After all, apes don't worry about a whole lot more than eating grass and having sex and throwing poop at each other. Sounds like a few people that I know. But anyway, a whole lot of scientists do think that human beings are nothing more than another animal, no better than a pig or a cat or a dog or an amoeba or whatever. Many scientists today believe that life got started on this little ball of dirt that we call the Earth about 1.6 billion years ago in a little pool of warm slime. So the first form of life was a total chemical accident. It was sort of like a truck running into a hardware store full of acids and bases and mineral oils right in the middle of a hurricane. And it all exploded together and whammo, there was the first form of life. Well, maybe not a bus in a hurricane or whatever, but totally by random chance, chemistry got together and there was the first deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA. Then totally by accident, over millions and millions of years, these first forms of life slowly and gradually changed and became more and more complicated until they were walking and talking and playing Minecraft until 2 in the morning instead of studying for their biology exams. That's the basic theory of evolution, and that's what's being taught in most of our public schools and universities. And basically it's saying that you and I are a product of a chemical mistake millions and millions of years ago. We are just descendants of Slimo. In fact, most professors today will say that there might be some argument over which one of the great times 1 million ancestor fish was actually your ancestor, you know, your great-grandfish, and which one was actually your great times 1 million first cousin once removed 100 million times. I mean, what is the direction of evolution? But the idea of evolution itself is generally never questioned at all. One very famous scientist, Dr. Richard Goldschmidt, said that evolution of the animal and plant world is considered by those entitled to judgment to be a fact for which no further evidence is needed. But there are plenty of scientists with all kinds of PhDs hanging on their walls that seriously doubt the neo-Darwinist view of how life came about. They believe that life is by far too complex to have come about by any kind of accidental natural process. In fact, these scientists are saying that they've looked at experiments in biochemistry and probability, and they're pointing out that there isn't even one example, not even one, of new working DNA information that comes about by accident from any random chemical source. No experiment has ever seen anything like that. In fact, these scientists are saying that experiments have shown over and over again that the kind of working information that we find in DNA today has only ever come from one source, an intelligent source. In other words, when you find specific information that plans or directs some kind of function, it always comes from an intelligent mind. It has never been shown to come from random chemistry. Those real biochemistry experiments are telling us that life could not have come about by any natural process. And not all scientists who think like this are religious either. But some of them do believe that the intelligent source that we're talking about is God. But why should you care? I mean, if a bunch of scientists want to argue about how DNA came about and all that, who cares when the surf is up and Minecraft is on? Well, I think there's at least 2 reasons that it should matter to average everyday people. 1. If people are really just animals, then we can make up any rules that we want. I mean, animals live by the rule that whoever is the meanest and whoever is the fastest, they're the ones that get to survive and everybody else becomes somebody's lunch. You see, in the animal world, there's no such thing as right or wrong or playing fair at all. It's just whatever it takes to survive and not become somebody else's lunch. 2. If people are alive today because somebody who was really smart designed life, then that means we owe our existence to somebody else. So biblical Christians agree with intelligent design scientists. We believe that the intelligent designer of the universe is the God of the Bible and that we owe our existence to him. Biblical Christians believe that God is the designer of the universe, therefore he has the right to make the rules about how to live, what is right, what is wrong, and what to do with our lives. So either way, both ideas can have an effect on how we decide to live our lives today. That's why we think it's so important to really take a look at the evidence and decide what you believe instead of being spoon-fed by the system. This channel is going to show all kinds of short videos on everything from fossils to thermodynamics to irreducible complexity and all sorts of things in about 7 minutes or less per video to try to show you why science actually confirms very well the intelligent design theory. I've designed this to be easy to understand and kind of explain all the technical jargon, so I encourage you to subscribe and see what happens next. There's a lot to talk about and it's difficult to fit into less than 7-minute sound bites, so I invite you to stay tuned. So be good while you're waiting for the next video and don't do anything evil. We'll see you next time.